to take a couple of minutes here at the very beginning here, because being last means that there's nothing left to say, that it's already been said. And so I don't really want to bore you too much, and I'm going to only take a couple of minutes just to cover a few things. But I do want to acknowledge the mayors and the wardens who are here tonight, and to say thank you for being here on such short notice. But I mean, if these things get kind of maybe monotonous a little bit too, but when it's invitation without you decide to come, you have no idea how important it is for this community and for our council members to hear you, the kind words that you had here tonight, and I really appreciate that. I'm going to pick up one person then here because he happens to be the mayor of City of Cornwall. Well, we are tight to hip a little bit because in 1997 we decided that we, through various circumstances, to be wardens in the same year. So we have a small connection, probably a little more than maybe the rest. But we've also become friends, even though sometimes he's as hard a hat you ever want to get. I feel sorry for some of the council members down there if you ever decide to buck them. I also want to take a second or two as well before I get into the actual little document that I have here in front of me to say thank you to Sarah and the children from Longstreet Public. You have no idea how important it is to see you here tonight. I sat there, the same as the other members of council here and the other candidates for an hour and a half, not just for an hour and 15 minutes perhaps, maybe not quite that long, in the morning, and sat there in front of these class answering questions for almost the entire hour. And some of those questions were probably more difficult to answer than you would get in an all-candidates meeting. They were thorough. They wanted to know everything they should possibly find out about the trees, the environment, the water, whatever. And it didn't matter how hard it was, they decided they were going to put their foot forward and be there. So I want to say thank you to Sarah for being here tonight with all these children and to the parents for allowing them to come here tonight. Thank you very much, Sarah. Chairman Lois, thank you for coming up from Jinx and being here with me. I really appreciate that very much. I also want, before I forget to assure you, if I keep on going here, I will. My wife Amy's sitting back there somewhere. I have my children farther back there too, with my grandchildren, and I just want to say hello to Shelley and Amanda. I think Christine's back there with Marissa and Peyton. Yeah, there she is back there. They're kind of the backbone of my family. My son, at the last minute, decided he couldn't come. The election of October 27, 2014 has now passed. The citizens of South Stormont have spoken, and the elected representatives, they are asking us to move forward. To the residents of South Stormont, thank you for your support. I will always endeavor to live up to your expectations, as well as council and staff. This council, like those of all municipalities of Ontario, are the elected servants of their individual communities. We must never take this responsibility lightly. We hold office at the pleasure of the electorate. Respect for each member of council and staff is the hallmark of a mature and prosperous council. Today, I was trying to think of another word to put in there, and I kept changing this off and on. One word came to me almost. Sorry, one thing that happened over the last 24 hours, we lost a great Canadian, and we also lost a great hockey player. And the things that keep coming back to me over the day, as I watched some of the reports, was John Bellevaux. He was full of humility, integrity, and that's what we're going to be too, because that's what we have to be. Each of us have different views and agendas. Agendas create ideas, dialogue, and conversation. I encourage you to engage and network with each other regularly. Since Election Day, I read with interest in the local media your thoughts and views on how we can push forward. The positive views will generate debate and also goodwill. Over the next 4 years, moving forward, you must reach out and expand on these visions. South Stormont residents deserve our full attention. On a personal note, my vision and my goals are not very much different than yours. I have some ideas maybe a little bit different, but it all generates around moving forward and new growth. We must be willing to listen and be prepared to accommodate the numerous challenges we face day to day. Our commercial, retail, and industrial sector deserve no less. I've stated in the past and today emphasize even more, listening to our gentleman here. Again, without the work done on infrastructure, we can't move forward, and we will not be able to move forward unless we correct the ones that are already in place today. And there are some challenges there, we all know that. The expectations of the baby boomers extends to many areas, including housing. We must engage the people who develop in our community, with emphasis in South Stormont provides access to every type of housing, whether it be single, whether it be condos, whether it be rental. And as well, we must always remember that we need to do more if we can for our seniors in terms of senior housing. The staff in South Stormont must be the extension to meet the daily challenges. This leadership must be seen as being open, fair, and always showing common sense in how we apply any rule or regulation. New growth will be a reflection on how council and staff deliver on all services in South Stormont. We must never lose sight, and we must always be respectful of each of us at all times. These remarks that I just stated probably are more for what we see in our urban areas, but I also want not to forget about our rural areas. They're important to me too, and I'm sure they are for everyone in this room, including the staff, including our new council. They include the small villages as well as our farming community. They generally do not ask for much. They at least deserve our attention equally at budget times. A good road goes a long way. Over the last 20-25 years, our recreational programs have matured. We need to listen and hear the voices within all of our communities. The challenge is always to be fair with the limited budget resources. Again, we heard that tonight. We can and we will strive to meet these challenges. At the end of the day, we discuss and we debate, and ultimately we vote. And on any issue of presentation, respect for each other's opinion, even when we disagree, is paramount to good government. I know we will be successful, because I'm going to work every day of my life for the next 4 years to make that happen. How do I know? Because each of us has said we will, and more importantly, the community is expecting us to deliver. In closing, my door is open 24/7. You have my email addresses, you have my phone numbers. Please use them. Today, in front of everyone, I'm offering my hand to our success. Together, we have no limits or barrier. Let's have some fun. There are challenging times, and we have an exciting 4 years ahead of us. Thank you very much.